Hey, welcome back on episode 3 of HTML homework. And we're back. This is the screen. And basically, let me close everything because I can reopen it again. So we're on this homework. I know it was due July 4th. Just working. So I'm just trying to finish and catch up, but I'm done. Okay, we're doing 716 number first. And the 716 say write a script that uses looping to print the following table of values. Output the results in an HTML table. Use CSS to center the data in each column. So let me open it. Okay, so this is the result. And now we're gonna look at the code. So let me open Sublime Text. Drag that right here. Okay, so it just starts out the same thing. HTML head called the table of values. The table, I use border collapse width 50% margin auto and TH and TD. This is the setting that I used for the table. As you can see, let me put this side by side so we can explain it better. And basically this is the color that I use, and it's the background setting, and that's the table. So it sets it up the table, and now style. Okay, so TR, the row, which is right here. So 10, this is the first one, second one, third one, and loop table, script. So I did get element, loop table, create element, that's the row. And for the cells, document dot create element, and for the text, document dot create text. And I use append child method, which I looked up online. Right here, append child. Basically, it's a append child method allows you to add a node to the end of the list of the child node. All right. Table dot append child. Then it iterates. All right, moving on. 720. And let's look at the question. Let me open up the code. Once again, all right, we're back onto this. Okay, please enter a 5-digit string to check whether it's palindrome or not. So the question was, A palindrome is a number or a text phrase that reads the same backwards or forward. For example, for each of the following five integers, a palindrome is 1232221 55555 4555554 and 11611. Write a script that reads in a five-digit integer and determines whether it's a palindrome. If the number is not five digits long, display an alert dialog indicating the problem to the user. Allow the user to enter a new value after dismissing the alert. So let's do 2. And it says that it didn't enter. So okay. And then let me do okay. And that's it. And let's look at the code. So this is how I started the code. Basic heading and function palindrome. It's a function. Then prompt, that's the prompt menu. Please enter a 5-digit to check. Then new array, enter the array to write the different palindrome to data. While start length, it has to be not equal to 5. So it's basically a loop that if it's not 5, it's gonna put you, the loop is gonna take you to the alert you didn't enter, and that's while it's gonna loop. Please enter, and then again it's gonna loop back to start prompt, enter value and stuff like that. And this loop to pull off is basically, the loop is when it's 5. This is the equation, the function, if else. All right, that's the code that I used to accomplish this. Now let's move on. All right, 722. A company wants to transmit data over the telephone, but it's concerned that its phone may be tapped. All of the data is transmitted as four-digit integers. It has asked you to write a script that will encrypt its data so that the data may be transmitted more securely. Your script should read a four-digit integer entered by the user in a prompt dialog and encrypt it as follows. Replace each digit by the sum of the digit plus 7 modulus 10. Then swap the first digit with the third and swap the second digit with the fourth. Basically, we just have to do a swap, and basically the same thing we did before with the if else statement, and basically you have to do a swaps, whatever swaps they said. We'll get into that. Let me close this. I don't like a lot of stuff open. Right. There we go. 722. 4 digits. And let me open this in Sublime Text. All right. So basically the same thing. Let me do 1 digit. Not available. So reload. 4 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Encrypted. So basically this is the equation. Use the same heading. Script. Var number prompt. Parse. Since I did an array, I use the arrays. Parse int, parse int, parse int. Replace each digit by digits itself, and this is basically the formula to swap and whatever they asked us to do. And basically, that's it for that. I don't know why I close it each time, right? So moving on, let's go to the next one and open this. Okay, so this one I remember. This one wants us to decrypt as well. But let me read you the question first. Write a script that inputs an encrypted 4-digit integer and decrypts it to the original form. Yup. Encrypt data. So we're basically gonna do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Encrypt. It encrypted it. Now it's gonna decrypt it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically to do this, I use two buttons. One click, encrypt data, decrypt, and then script function. This is the function that I used. Num, the number, prompt, enter, and this is the if statement. If it's not equal to 4, then it's gonna go into a loop again. Then basically, this is the encryption that was we discussed with that before previously. Whatever they asked us to do, something with a whole bunch of numbers. I don't know. I just write the code. All right, function, and then now this is the element function decrypt, and then another if else statement. That's if you press this. Okay, it swaps it back pretty much. It's basically a backward swap. If you look into it, look at it closely. And then four, it has to be a four because var I. This is basically just same as Java. You know, it's very similar. The semicolons and 0, I is less than 4, then I to iterate, and then this is -7 plus 10, whatever whatever formula it is. All right. Next one, 8.9. This one is telling us enter a number between 1 and 30. So let me see. Let me discuss this. That one was 8.9. Okay, we're in the 8 now. All right. Finish the chapter. One interesting application of computers is drawing graphs and bar charts, something called histograms. Write a script that reads 5 numbers between 1 and 30. For each number, read output HTML5 text that displays a line containing the same number of adjacent asterisks. Okay, so basically, what this wants us to do is very simple. Read. If it's 7 numbers, it's 7 stars. And if it's 1 star, 1 number, 1 star. And this is the code that I used. Enter number 1 to 30. Okay, for I less than 5. Parse. This is the prompt. Parse, remember, is used to convert into int. All right, enter the number. This is from the prompt. So I'm gonna enter 30. All right. And that's why it's less than or equal to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times it does it for 5 times. And you start with 1 and you iterate. That's basically, it's a for statement. Then this is basically just JavaScript. You write the loop and then, execute document write. All right. Now we're done with that. Let's go move on. 8.11. 8.11 is similar. Let me read it first. A mail order house sells 5 different products whose retail prices are as follows. Product 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have different values, right? A script that reads a series of paired numbers. Basically, it's just adding, for retail, for basically like a store and quantity. Basically, let me, all right, so they have 1 to 5 pertaining different values. Case 1. So I basically did case switch scenario, same heading, then initialize the basically what I'm gonna use total retail value and then counter, remember counter. For var product parse, this is the product, product parse. This is choosing the product from 1 to 5, and then these are the options for each product right here. And if it's not between 0 to 5, it's an alert, which is set to default. Total retail. And that's if you enter 0, it's gonna break. All right. And this is the equation. Document right, total retail product sold. Retail value. All right, we can test it out. 5. How many we sold? See prompt 2. Say 2. Product 3. 2 of them. Product 4. 1 of them. Product 5. 22 of them. And let's just stop. Okay. That's by calculating. It's basically like a calculator. It has the it has it fed already. The quantity, retail value right here. Starts out at 0. This is the quantity which we ask each time because of the prompt. And different values which were given to us. And basically it's so simple. Simple. You know. Let me close this. Alright, next one. Knocking it down. 919. An integer is said to be prime if it's greater than 1 and divisible only by 1 in itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7 are prime numbers, but 4, 6, 8 are not. So basically, these are prime numbers, these are not. Write a function, and I basically did it 2 ways. I did it without the math, sqrt, which I think it tells us to do. And then one, I just did a different algorithm, which I found online. And this is me comparing it. I put it side to side, you know, and this is 2 different ways. Personally, they all took the same amount of time, but I think it depends on the computer. speed and stuff like that, Um, so this is the part one that I did. For this one, we'll check it out. I use a different, I didn't use the math. I did a different function, is prime, which I looked up in the script. If less than one, return false. If statement. Because if you look at this, if if it has a remainder, then it's gonna be false. It's not it's not a prime number. Anything that gets divisible, you know. And it's basically testing from 1 to 10,000. And then this is the loop. We start by 2 less than, and it keeps iterating. It keeps going on a loop. And find prime, function find prime, get element results. This is the results. Console, the prime number is found. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. This is the second one, which I use the math. And I think they took the same amount of time, but all right. You can see this I did a little different, but it's still the same results if you look at it. Find prime. It's array. This is the loop. Get element. But only difference is we use math because it's using math to find divisibility from 2 to square root of the numbers. All complicated math. I think that's algebra. So this one I 9.22, I did a couple of different codes. We could check it out. Check this out too. This one I did because I don't think this one was working. So I did a different code. So this one, how much? 5 times, we'll do 50. Check answer. This one wasn't working correctly. And this one I use math. So I use this one when I hand it in. I'm gonna probably hand it both, but you know, let me close this. Let me just open the other one. I think that's 35, right? 32. I think I gotta reload it. Right, this one, I don't know why it's not working right now, but it worked before. So this is the code, basically. Here we go. Here we go. Let me just close all these. So much programs running. Let me see. I did this a different code. See if this works. 9 times 6. Yeah, I don't even know what that 3. It's bugging out, but all right. So moving on. See, in this example, it worked, but I don't know. Sometimes could be the computer. I need to restart it or something like that. But yeah, 9.23. Okay, so this one is the same thing as this, but it wants us to add incorrect more prompts, more alerts using switch statements. Okay, so we just did this, right? 9.23. Okay. All right, now I gotta start taking screenshots, which I'm gonna do right now while I make the video. All right, over here, 9.23. I think I did this two different ways. So let me open the two different codes. So basically, this one I did this using a switch case, and this is random. It's the same equation using math.floor. This is the correct if else, if and then else. If it's right, correct, and if it's wrong, this is gonna return the response. All right, let's test this. I think that's 81, right? Keep trying, so it's different. I think I'll have to keep trying because don't give up. I won't. I won't. I won't give up. Never. All right. So moving on. This one is just a continuation of this. 9.24. So let's see what 9.24 says. Actually, I'm gonna take two different codes. Let me. All right. There we go. Print screen. All right. And we're done with that. Print screen. These are screenshots. There we go. All right. Before I start the next one, so I can hand it in quicker. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, now we can look at the next one because I hit two birds with one stone, we call it. All right. 9.24, more sophisticated computers. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, more sophisticated computer assisted instruction systems monitor students' performance over a period of time. So this one is a continuation. If it's lower than 75%, it's going to ask us, now it's going to put a limit. It's going to put 10 questions, and then it's going to give us a prompt alert message that we need extra help. So let's uh let's open 9.24. Come a long way. Long way, long way. 9.24. 6. Excellent. Okay. It's working. 12. No, keep trying. See, I don't know. Might be a little bug in it or two. So I'm just gonna keep it 6, 8. Okay. It's gonna ask me 10 times. All right. After the 10th time, please ask instructor for extra help. We actually open this again. 9.24. All right, basically it's the same thing. This is gonna generate the questions for the math random, math.floor. All right, that's the equation for that. Counter, incorrect counter. So we're gonna add a counter. So it's gonna keep track of incorrect questions, total questions, Then we're gonna write a statement, loop statement for that to how much is, all right. Return the correct answer. And the same thing, the case switch, excellent. If it's correct, if it's wrong, then check answers, generate answer, correct answer. If statement is gonna counter, incorrect, counter. And question count is gonna be 10, equal to 10. Percentage has to be if 75% is gonna activate it, basically. And we're done with that. Alright, let me open this. I think I did this 2 different ways. Okay, 3 different ways, because I remember this is how I learned. I did this A, B, different, maybe different codes. Alright. But this one was the best one. Anyway, I'm just gonna print this out. Alright. So this one, this is the one I'm gonna use. Grade level 1. Subtraction is gonna have subtraction 8. Okay, let me see. Let's bump up the levels. Okay, the levels, this is why I liked it. You know, I mean, random mix. All right. It's the same thing basically, but we did different options, and then we did the math, addition, subtraction, random, different cases. So we basically put this in a case and math.pow, the 5 cases, and then cases for that, different cases, switch case, random, when it's correct, when it's wrong, check the answers. Basically the same thing, it just got more complex as we did it, you know. And this one actually works better than the simpler ones. And for this, I think I did a totally different approach, but I didn't like it, and I don't think it looked the same as this. Yeah, it doesn't. This one is simpler, and this one actually shows. All right, 9.27 is done. Go to screenshots. All right, let me just post that here real quick. All right, there we go. 9.27. Yeah, I think I did the wrong one, but okay. Chapter 10. All right, 10.14. All right, this one we use arrays, amazing arrays. Write a script to stimulate a rolling of 2 dice using math.random to roll first dice and second, and basically 36 combinations. All right, this one, let's see. So I use this code, basically use this 2 different ways. Once again, 1 and 2. This one gives you the difference and expected frequency. So let's look at the formulas in the code. All right. This is different. This one I use a pen child on this. This one insert row to build this one was to build the graph basically. All right, this is the padding for the first one, sum, frequency, you know, expected, reasonable. This one has reasonable, and this one is different. This one is the difference. This one is it finds a difference. And this is the difference for this. Let me print this out real quick. All right. calculate the frequencies. All right, that is that. There's two different ways of doing it, but it got to accomplish the same goal. And oh my God, I wasn't supposed to turn that off. Okay. All right, let me print this too. All right, and put the screenshots here so I can. Right. Right. And the last but not least, this one was interesting. This one I used I found very several on YouTube and stuff like that. This one I use actually visual. And let's see. So I can put an end to this video. Last but not least, where is it? All right. This is it's basically showing bang they're off. you know while they're racing. Let me put on the code. Let me close this because like I said, I don't like a lot of windows open. And let me explain the code while they're racing. You know what I mean? All right. This this is the racetrack I built, the animal one. This is the tortoise. This is the background color. This is the background color for the hair. And the result. This is for the visual, for style. All right. The head, the body, tortoise race. Right. Script, function, get random int, min max. And I use the math. Found this online. No. There were a few ways that it did this, but I thought this was the most intriguing. And then function stimulate race. And I learned a lot. I didn't know. So let's see who won. Tortoise wins the race. Okay, the tortoise was this color. The This is all random, you know, loops, you know, fast plot, move three squares. Basically, it's just how they wanted us to do it. And this is what I found out I thought it was a much better way. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just kind of visual. Gives a visual. As I'm learning more and more about computer programming, I do want to get into more visuals and get more complex. And I really like this because it's helping me with my coding skills, and it's opening my broadening my horizons when it comes to this as a career. And that is that. Let me print this. So I have this on record. To get the whole thing, and then okay, and there we go, and we are done. Thank you very much on episode 3 of my homework.